What's going on, folks? So I had a band reach out to me and ask if I would check out one of their songs. The name of this band is Scelleus or Scelleus. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, so I'm just going to go with Scelleus. And the name of this song is Tears. So I'm looking forward to this. Or I guess it could be Tears, but I'm going to go with Tears. So, anywho, I'm not quite sure what to expect here, but I'm looking forward to it. So let's just jump on in and give it a listen. Rangers, go.
Through the grey clouds, I can see your velvet shining. Above the bleeding ground, all the suns are spreading out along the rain. I am standing down by sorrow, and there is no redemption from wandering in my own solitude. How did the power of the monopolized night draw us to heart? The one that forces you to make sacrifices.
The abrupt ending fooled me. I thought it was going to kind of keep going just a little bit there. I was just like getting back into it, and it just ended. But I mean, that one dude is just slapping the junk out of the bass there. I mean, you just hear that thing thumping along throughout this whole song. um, yeah, not quite what I was expecting here. Although I guess technically I didn't have any expectations because I wasn't sure what to expect. But I guess I always have a certain thought or something, and this wasn't it. But you know, this is a tricky one to kind of pin down, and I found myself like digging some of this, but at the same time that there were some elements I wasn't so keen on. But it's weird because it has its charm, even though, and this is one thing that is kind of funny, but that I actually kind of dug about this song is it sounds filthy. Like it has this really kind of raw sort of filthy, almost grimy sound to it. Like you're down in the mud and just in the filth, and it's just and I found that charming personally. Like I actually kind of dug that sound. I thought it was really cool, and it just sounded kind of like authentic and yeah, just that rawness. It contributed quite a bit to the song. Ultimately, and while some might find that to be like unpolished or something, again, I found charm in that. So I dug that kind of filthy, raw sort of sound, grungy. Just it was kind of cool. And there were some really cool riffs, some really cool kind of grooves. One thing too I was impressed by is she has really good harsh vocals. She really, really does. And I think like the parts where she's doing the harsh vocals and stuff were kind of like my favorite parts. When the song is kind of just like chugging along, like it's like grinding you up almost. It's really cool. But her like clean vocals are solid as well. It's just that well, the chorus it kind of grew on me, like especially like the final chorus. I was kind of digging it more than I was earlier in the song. But there's a spot like I don't know if it was like the pre-chorus kind of. It was like after like the initial harsh vocals and stuff, before you get to like the chorus. So I'll call it like the pre-chorus. I feel like that was a bit muddy, like a bit messy in there, because her voice almost kind of got drowned out. The melody just it wasn't like a real solid melody, I would say. And the music in that spot, it just all felt like it kind of blended in together, and it just kind of made noise. So like that little section there was just kind of like a little bit too like noisy, where you couldn't distinctly hear all the different elements anymore. So that spot in particular, it just really kind of threw me off. It just, again, just became noise, sort of. It just all blended in together, and you couldn't like really distinguish what was going on in there. But then it kind of cleans back up once you get into the chorus and all of that good stuff, because this sort of sound, I feel like it's difficult to kind of really have everything sound distinct, but also keep the sound that they're going for, like the guitar and even the bass. Just that rawness, again, it's cool, but like in that one spot, again, it just all melded together. But other than that, like I feel like they did a good job of creating like the sound that they were going for, while keeping the guitar riffs and the bass and all that stuff still sounding like distinct, but still kind of having a sort of like raw, almost like oppressive sort of sound. So overall, I thought that was pretty good. The guitar had some really cool like little solo moments. There's a one spot later in the song too where there's a nice kind of like melodic guitar kind of moment while everything else is kind of chugging along. I thought that was a really neat sound. The drum work was pretty solid. I mean, he was not afraid to just smash those cymbals and all of that stuff. So that was really neat. You know, everything just contributed to this, just like I said, oppressive, raw, you know, filthy, kind of, you know, in your face sort of sound. And for the most part, like I said, it worked. And that chorus kind of grew on me a bit, but still, I think my favorite parts are when the song's really grinding you up, and she's got her harsh vocals going and all of that. But yeah, and just the bass thumping along throughout this whole thing, like, yeah, it has a cool sound, you know. And so for the most part, I was actually digging it quite a bit. So there's just those little things that kind of, I feel like, took away from the song a little bit, but for the most part, it's pretty impressive. You know, it's a little bit outside the wheelhouse of like what I cover and whatnot, but like, yeah, I don't know. I definitely think they have something, and overall, yeah, I dug it for the most part. So pretty neat. Let me know, folks, in the comments down below, what do you think of this song? Very curious to know y'all's thoughts on this one here. So let's talk about it, and I'll catch y'all next time. Ranger out.